Morning and welcome to the next step of recording of this Pigliacampo. I really like this Pigliacampo. It's just a nice accordion, nicely made, and it sounds really nice. And it's quite a pleasure to work on because it's put together so well. So yeah, I definitely recommend working on some of these Italian ones because they're really well constructed, really good. So the treble side's gone well. The 2-reed tremolo has been tuned, and I'm happy with that. And then the low reed on the treble side's been tuned, and then all together it sounds nice. So you've got the nice kind of with the low reed in, and then without the low reed. That sounds really nice as well. So that's good. So the next step is to have a go at the bass. And on the bass we've got 12 bass, 12 counterbass, and then we've got 12 major and 12 minor. And so that's the setup on this particular 48 bass. So what I'm going to do first of all is just have a little play of some of the notes and just work out if I can hear anything which is obviously needs correcting straight off the bat without even looking at the tuner. So I'm just going to play and make some notes on my little notebook and see which ones sound a bit off. So we can have, let's have a look. So we've got C, sounds okay. We've got F, let's go this way. That one sounds a bit off. That's an E. So that E on the push was sounding a bit wonky. So I can check that. That sounds a bit sharp. So the E on the push. And the C actually. That C was sounding a bit wonky as well. Oopsie. I think that C on the pull was sounding a bit wonky. So there's a few there that. And that one. B flat. B flat on the push. It's sounding a bit wonky. Okay, and the rest of them sounding okay. So there's a few little wonky ones, but what I'm doing now, I'm going to take the bass reeds out and I'm going to actually put them onto the tuning table and just run through them on here just to see how well they're working, generally speaking, and have a little particular look out for the E, the C and the B flat, see if there's anything funny going on there. And then once I've got them all looking like they're running nicely on the tuning table, I'll put them back in, have another listen, and then from there make some more decisions about which ones may need further tuning. Okay, so I'm just going to take all the reeds out and then we'll go from there. Okay, so got both reed blocks out. We've got a really low set, there's an octave above there, and we've got some higher, if you like, low sets of reeds. So I've got my little tuning table here and I've got the Dirk's tuner up on the laptop, and this is quite straightforward now. What I'm going to do, I'm going to set it to one tone only on the tuner, so I'm not looking for tremolo this time, I'm just looking for one tone only, and I'm just going to pop the reed block onto the tuning table and then do exactly what I did on the treble side. I'm going to look at the deviation for pitch on the particular reed. I've got it set at A442 on there, and I'll get all of the reeds as close as I can possibly get them to being tuned to A442 on all 4 sets, if you like, all 4 sets of reeds. And then I also keep an eye out for the E, the C and the B flat, which I noticed were sounding a bit off, and just see if I can recognise that in some of the tones when I'm putting them through here. And then I'll put them back into the accordion. Now I do know that when you play your reed blocks through like a bellows table like this, it's not the same as putting it in the accordion because it changes the sound a little bit, but it's a good start. So once you've got them tuned on here, then once you put them back into the accordion, then you can make the final tunings, which often is not massive once you've got it in, but otherwise it's very hard to determine what's going on when the bass blocks are in the accordion, because of you're playing more than one bass note at a time, particularly with the chords. It can be quite tricky to isolate one note. So I'm going to start off by just doing it on the bellows table, putting them back in, and it may be once I've put them back in it sounds absolutely fine, but it may be that there's a few that just still sound a bit off, and then I can do some further investigations. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to tune all these up in the same way that I did on the treble side and see what it looks like. So once I've done that, I'll show you what I've got to, where I've got to. Okay, so I've been working quite hard on this bass side, and all I've been doing is tuning the bass side reeds all to A442 using my tuning table. Hang on, let's grab that. Oh, yeah. Using my tuning table for that, and I tuned them and then put them back in, had a listen, and a few weren't sounding quite right, and I've made a few more notes on my notebook of which notes were sounding a little bit off. And when I took the reed blocks out again, I just realised that I could do the tuning a bit more accurately on a few of the notes. So I did a final tuning, and that's all I've done. I've put it back in, and I've just had a little test, and now just by doing that, the bass side sounds really nice. So I've just run through the bass side ones. So actually, I'm really happy with that. It sounds really nice. So I'll just do a little tune with the bass side now all tuned in. Let's think of a nice one that I can do. It's a nice one. Go. So all coming together really nicely. There's a few more things I'm going to do before I finish, and when I was playing the two middle reeds, and it's right at the bottom end, there's a couple of notes and you can hear a kind of a raspy flappy kind of sound, and so what I think that is that the valves I put in weren't quite beefy enough, so I put in some kind of vinyl multi-layer ones. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to find some slightly thicker, heavier valves, and on the lowest 4 notes, I think, I'm going to replace those valves with slightly beefier valves, just to stop this, that kind of raspiness. And so I'm going to just go and do that next, and I'm going to do a final check of the tuning on the treble side. Now I've kind of playing it for a while and had a good listen, so I'm going to do a little bit of spot tuning on there, so I sort out those little raspy sounds on the lowest reeds and the middle reeds here, and then that should be done. The bass side's done, and everything else is working really nicely. I've put some new straps on. I'll just put the grill back on, give it a final clean and polish, and this will be finished. So one more video and everything will be done. Okay, thanks for watching.